on, KP?
How you doing?
All right, how's everything?
Man, I was like, I gotta pull over at the gas station. You know, I'm headed to West Palm Beach.
Oh,
but I was like,
you ain't gonna see some action.
Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta pull over at the gas station. I gotta pay full attention. So y'all got my full attention.
What's going on? How was the day?
Hey man, listen, I had an amazing day. I first wanted to start off by telling you I really appreciate all the support. Like, man, listen, this is way bigger than what I thought it would be. And one thing I can say in front of everybody who on here, you been like 100% behind me the whole time. And for that, I really appreciate it.
No problem. And I also, and to add on to that, I want to give you a big thanks as well, because like within the last few episodes, like you changed a lot of things, like within this big room culture. And I think with this Rydes and Vybes movement, I think it humbled a lot of people and gave people a different perspective on and a different outlook on these races and people in this people that's part of the culture,
Right.
Yeah.
It definitely did, and I gotta say,
it definitely turned things in a different direction. It's still some shit that need to be fixed or whatnot, but I think we heading in the right direction. I think you played a nice little part in that. It's almost like looking at you is like looking at the big sister of the culture, of the car culture. That's how I look at it.
I'll take that. At least you ain't call me auntie.
No, we ain't gonna rock like that.
So, for all of those that don't know you, let's start off with you telling everybody who you are and how you got started in the car culture.
All right, child. I am what social media call me, Mr. G-Body, or the real Mr. G-Body. And me, I like to describe myself as the jack of all trades. So, me, I will come to your event. First of all, I build my own car. I will put my car on the trailer, come to your event, and I would do media coverage. I have all kinds of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep myself occupied as far as going to the events. And my involvement with, as far as the big wheel culture, is more on the media side. Like, I'm not a big rim racer or anything like that yet. But as soon as I get things cleared up, I will be, stepping foot into it. From pretty much on the entry level of things, and then work my way up. That's pretty much how my whole platform even started. It started from ground up. Started out with YouTube, and then it went to Facebook, where I started this one movement. It was called the Budget Outlaw, where I was doing my car. Pretty much, I started from scratch, which is my Monte Carlo, and we started it all the way from the ground up. And we was like, you know what? We'll just set a platform where we'll build this car on a budget. It was like a fun thing. And then it turned out to be something bigger than what it was. And then as time went on and we vlogged it on YouTube and stuff like that, like the brand and everything, it just got bigger and bigger. And then that's when Instagram came along, and then it blew up from there, All
right. So Nika wants to know, you're a drag racer?
No, I wouldn't consider myself a drag racer either. I'm a hobbyist, so I like to have fun. Do I drag race? Yes. Like, do I race my own car? Yeah, I go out and I test and stuff like that. But mainly, out here where I'm from, I'm from the state of Maryland. So out here we don't have a big rim racing culture out here.
Right.
So a lot of us, we have to travel south. So we got to either go, the closest to us that you'll find a lot of big rim racing is Richmond, Virginia. That's where Stickman Jack and Tink and them guys, that's where they from. We got to go down there to really see it, because the tracks up here, they really don't allow it too much. They really don't support it up here. So we got to travel south in order to, to get that.
How far is that for you to travel to have to go race?
I mean, it depends. I have a local track that I race my own car at, But as far as if I wanted to go to a big rim event, then I had to travel. The closest place to me is Richmond, Virginia.
And how far is that from you?
That's from me, it's about 3.5 hours for me. Okay. When I went to Carolina at the Dunk, that country scene Dunk Master Show, that was an 8-hour travel for me.
Oh wow, that's where I met you, by the way. That's where I first met you, by the way. Yeah.
When I went to when I traveled with the car to Stunt Fest, that was 14 hours for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one way. So it was probably over that. I think that whole weekend I spent probably over 30 hours driving.
Wow. No, like I think a lot of people don't really realize. I mean, I get both sides of it, right? I think a lot of people don't really realize how much it costs a lot.
Yes.
And how much time it takes for y'all to get to these events. You know, you have to. Most of the guys that race, they drive their own cars. It's very few that have their cars transported. So it's a lot of time, money, and effort spent with these cars. And I'm building a car, I'm learning that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm learning.
I'm in the same boat. Still trying to learn the culture and try to learn like the ins and outs of it. But at the same time, I just try to stay in my own place. I try to stay in my own little lane. I try not to attract a lot of negative energy to me while I'm, slowly growing in the culture.
Okay. Let me see if I have any questions for you. He said he's from Virginia. Okay.
Who that from Virginia?
Brian.
Oh, okay, Breezy, yeah. Shout out to VA, man. Play toys, y'all know what it is.
Let me ask a question.
What's up?
Being what you know about the rim racing so far, what are I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Monte. It's a 2-part question. So, what do you think is the best thing about rim racing and the worst thing?
The good thing is fresh. It's gained a lot of attention. A lot of good people involved in it. The bad thing is, I think it needs to be more. I think it needs to be more disciplined as far as the fans and the supporters of it.
Right.
And I think now I'm at the point where I'm starting to separate which people are the fans and which people are the supporters. Because it seemed like the supporters, they down with it no matter what. They stick with it and they back this whole culture up. Yeah, exactly. It needs to be more structured. But like I said, the supporters, they play a major part in building it. Where people that we were considered, that I would personally consider just the fans of it, they kind of break it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I try to separate them because sometimes the fans, they make the spectators and the fans or whatever. Sometimes they don't even really be spectators for real. Some of these people that try to tear down a little bit, a lot of them people, they don't even be at the events. Because I know I'd be at the events, and when I go back on these live feeds and I see how people talk about how it isn't no racing and they didn't see this and they didn't see that, it's pretty much because they wasn't there to begin with. You know what I mean? I remember a lot of faces and shit like that. So a lot of these people don't even be on it. Don't even be nowhere near the states that even be, that even be hosting these events.
Right.
But I think as far as us as supporters of the movement, I think we should, we should discipline, we should step up and discipline that, whenever they come in and try to tear that down, I think we should step in and discipline that.
Right. She said, who are your top 6 racers in big rim racing? She didn't say big rim racing, so who are your top 6 racers? It could be any type of racers.
At this moment, no particular order. You can give me Dunk Master. I'm gonna include Country C with Dunk Master, so we'll just consider that. Let's say Dunk Master by him driving both cars. Hollywood, Stickman Jack when he was out there. Grand Nasty, I became a big fan of that. A big supporter of him. Let me see who else we got. Big Low, Too Fly. I see Rose making his way up.
Okay. All right. They said Stickman Jack. Yeah, Grand Nasty. Grand Nasty, listen.
I like Boost Doctor too. I've been knowing about Boost Doctor for years. Before the big rim thing came along. like I've been a supporter of him as well.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I love about Boo's daughter is he is one of the most humble guys that you will ever meet in your life, and he don't have a problem with standing there discussing anything with you. From the moment I first met Boo's daughter, which was probably 2.5 years ago, he never treated me with nothing but the utmost respect. He never acts like he's uppity. He never does any of those things, and I really appreciate that.
There's a lot of them a lot of them do that too. Like a lot of them.
I can't just say it's him, but that's since you brought his name up, I said,
Yeah, like he's one of the most humble guys. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people, they'll come along and they'll say some stuff like, oh yeah, well this person act like this and this person act like that. There's a lot of them that do act, they act kind of snooty or whatever, but there's quite a few of them that they're not like that. Them guys are humble. Like you can walk up to them, and I guess it's all on how how you present yourself to them. Because if you online, you talking a bunch of shit to a bunch of people and shit, like you kind of like you bring that type of image onto yourself. So that's why they act like that towards like a lot of people that be down in the comments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People don't forget people that be down here and dropping the comments and bringing the negativity to themselves down here in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they be humble guys. Like Bruce, Dunkmaster, I got a chance to meet him, shake hands with him. There's a lot of people that's part of the culture, man. They just be humble people. And they will hold, their whole convo and everything with you.
They said, do you think Bruce has the opportunity to set the tone of organized racing with this show tomorrow?
I think he already set the tone when he came on the scene.
Right.
I think he brought...
Go ahead.
He pretty much, when everything was starting to fall and the drama, and the drama became when that came about, I think Bruce came along and kind of swept a little bit of it under the rug, picked it back up. It gained a lot of people attention, it brought it back.
Right.
And then from there until now, it's starting to fall back down a little. That's just me from the outside looking in.
Right. So, do you agree? Well, let me ask this question first, so we can get a little bit of background on how long have you actually been racing?
I've been involved with the car scene since I was young. Been involved with racing. I've been involved with racing since I was, I'd say about 18.
Okay. And you care to tell us how old you are now?
I'm 31 now.
Okay. All right. Still a baby. We got it.
Yeah. but before I was into like this G-body stuff and everything, I was into imports. That's how I started out into the car culture.
Oh, wow. So I call them little cars, what, rice burners?
That's what they called us rices. Yeah. They got it.
Those be some little...
But the thing was out here, like we had a lot of fast cars and shit like that. They were fast, like little turbo cars and stuff like that. So guys, they would have like Impalas and Bubbles and shit like that, and they would pick with us. But like I say, when you got power to weight, a car that weighs probably like 2 or 3 of the wheels that's on your car with a little bit of power, shit, we'll tear you up on the highway.
So you know how to drift and all that too?
Nah. See, I don't get in. I support it, but I don't get into none of that. I got friends that do though. They get into all of it.
All right. So you just burn out and donut strictly.
Yeah, I hit a car show on you quick though.
So I'm gonna tell you one thing that I really admire, and I said I was gonna start doing this on the shows because admittedly, I don't know a lot of people on all sides of the big rim racing. Or racing, period, because I got a lot of people coming from a lot of different areas of racing, even photography, all different types of stuff. But I'm going to tell you one thing that I really, really, really liked about you in my studies of, just following you and studying you. I like the fact you build your wife a car.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was super dope. Was that something that she expected, or was that something that you were just like, oh, I'm going to build her a car?
She always been a supporter of it, like her and my mother and my my father and stuff like that. Like my father, he was a master mechanic, like throughout the years or whatever. Like now he's no longer involved with it or whatever. But he always built cars and stuff, so I've always been around it like since childhood. Like throughout my whole entire childhood, always been around it. Because most of my family members, my uncles, cousins, and stuff like that, they always built like a lot of race cars and street cars and stuff like that. They always built like real clean cars. And my father, he always built cars too. He had a bunch of them, Like he started out racing like Volkswagens. He used to race like Beetles and stuff. And then he ended up having other cars like Camaros and Novas and shit like that, you know. So I've always been around it. My mother always supported it. And then I think by me picking it up, I think I ended up having a bigger passion for it than him. Yeah. So anything, that's what comes with the package. So I guess whenever I met her, like I know her since high school. Like my wife, I know her since high school. So she was always into cars, just like any other female. Female like nice cars and stuff like that. But since we've been together, she grew up like a passion for it along with me, you know. Even when we went through like a hard time and, in our life with struggles with finances and stuff like that, and I was still building like my G-Body or whatever, she was always there. She never mentioned anything about selling it or, oh, you need to get rid of it or nothing like that. It never even came out of it. But like I said, as we went along and as we grew, like the passion grew along with, along with it, you know. So I was like, you know what, she always mentioned how she wanted a Monte Carlo T-top. So out here it's rare, you can barely find them. And if they are, they like real rust buckets or whatever. And I just so happened I ran across a nice little deal on the Cutlass. I like, you know what, she'll probably like it. So when I got the car was pretty messed up. And then I had only 30 days until her birthday to put it together. So I had to hurry up, paint it, do all this stuff to it, and then when her birthday came, I snuck my car out the garage, put her car in the garage, and then I surprised her with it. I
saw that. That made me cry.
I think Whip Addict or somebody might have had it. See, I took a lot of my stuff. I took a lot of my posts back down, so I think I'm gonna end up reposting like on one of these Throwback Thursdays and whatnot.
That made me cry. So you made me cry. But let me say something that's a side note outside of the car stuff. I'm going to tell you one thing that I really, really like. That made me love you and your wife. But when I asked you about her, how your face lit up, that makes me love you guys even more.
I'll tell you, that's my best friend.
He said, can he get the back tire with the purple car?
That's my boy there. That's my boy. Y'all make sure y'all following 686. They got Crucial Customs. They got their movement going on. They from on Baltimore. From that side.
So you didn't answer his question.
Oh, can he get the back tire? No,
yeah.
He can get that head up.
He said, happy wife, happy life. Yeah. Savvy said, you seem peaceful as fuck.
I try. Savvy, I try to be, man. Now, like I said, now, when you get yourself out of certain environments and stuff like that, like, the real you come out. And like, over the years of like my younger years and stuff like that, man, is a lot, man. Society will put you through a lot, man. Yeah.
He said the fastest stick shift car in the world is a 4-cylinder.
I believe so.
Man, that's crazy. I never knew that. See, y'all teach me stuff on here too.
I believe so. I know about the 4G63.
Oh yeah, he said that.
Yes, sir.
He said, "Are you a mechanic?" Oh, I think you said that, right?
I'm a painter.
Oh, you paint cars or houses or?
No, I paint cars. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I paint cars for a living. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So if y'all in his area, y'all hit him up, cause that purple thing is really nice. If I was in his area, I definitely have him painting my car.
Thank you.
So, question. In reference to getting into big rim racing, you care to tell us what you building, or are you gonna put the rims on that car?
I'm gonna put the wheels on my car. If anything, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make more power. See, I got a little small block on my car. So I mean, and the thing, it really don't make. It's a fun car. It really don't make a bunch of power. But I would rather learn how to drive the car and learn like the aspects of it on them wheels or whatever. Because the last few races and the few passes that I've made with it, it is very challenging. It's not as easy as it may look, So I would rather just start. Start off at a lower tier of things and then work my way up.
8430 said you're not faster than him.
Yeah, he not. Me and him, we got this thing out here on my end, right? We call it Battle of the Bridge. See, I'm on one side of the bridge. He's on the other side of the bridge. And we I'm 1-2 with him. He beat me twice.
Oh man, he said, would you build a K series or a 4G?
I'll build a B series. I'll build a B series. That's just like you got to compare it to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Doing that is like comparing that to it's like comparing the big block to the LS, or shall I say the small block to the LS. Like
he said he can't. Go ahead.
Like
he
the
said
case.
Go ahead.
I can't talk shit about no car no more. I see cars and build. I should got everybody that built the car. Alright, Sprocket, I see. No, but in that, like the K series, I look at that like it's like the LS, which is the perfect. I feel like it's the perfect candidate for power. But as far as like longevity, I think like the big block, like the conventional style motors are the ones that last a little bit longer. You know?
Right.
As far as like the whole, like the entire drivetrain, besides the rear, like as far as like trans and the whole combination. But no matter what you build, a motor, a trans, drivetrain, it's only as good as the, you know what I'm saying, good as the builder.
Would you build a dump?
Oh yeah. If I could find one out here that's decent.
You know you up there with old boy. You can find one. Pat, don't ride or die. You can find one.
Yeah. Yeah. I would do one. See, the thing is, I'm having so much fun with the G-Body. That's and I don't know, like, some people, they might disagree with me, but, like, the G-Body platform, that's the biggest platform out right now.
No.
The biggest thing. Like, we got, like, we have a tie in any aspect of the car culture you can think of. Anything.
Right.
No matter what it is. Like, it's a G-Body involved in it.
I'm going to tell you, built not bought for me is so overrated. Next time I'm just going to buy something, put together. Because building this car is stressing me out. I've already almost sold it about 20 times. And I'm just aggravated on a daily basis.
Let me ask you.
But it is a G-Body. I'm building an 87 Monte Carlo SS. Yeah. So I might could gap you.
Shit, I don't know. We're gonna have to see something. We're gonna have to try it out.
We're gonna have to do a little exhibition.
You might. I know the last 2 times I ran that thing, I got gap.
Hey, Mighty Mouse, when I started getting ready to build this car, Mighty Mouse told me all about this. I was like, oh, Jesus. So what has been the best thing about you being in the car culture and the worst thing?
The best thing about it, me personally, I like the relationship that I built with a lot of people. Like, since I even started putting everything to the forefront. I love it. I love the level of respect people have for me. And I think that's because of the way that I carry myself. You know, right. I don't be cocky. I don't throw no numbers in nobody's face and nothing like that, you know?
Right.
Even when it comes down to my movement, you know, Team G-Body, the movement. But even when it comes down to that, like, I make people feel like they just a part of what I got going on. And I think that's why people, you know, that's why they carry it the way that they carry it with me, you know? Like I said, the worst part of it, social media plays a part of it. Because it changed a lot of things, man, as far as what's going on now, as far as mentality of people, for real. It changed a lot. Like I said, people don't play, you know, people don't play by the rules no more. Yeah, so like I said, social media, they played a part in like some of the worst things that, you know, that's been going on in this culture today. As far as the car shit overall. Too much personal stuff getting involved with what we once loved. We all loved it at one point. Now it's gotten way too personal, and I'm surprised nobody hasn't gotten hurt yet.
You know, I was talking to my homeboy, telling him, you know, I'm kind of, and I try to, you know, I'm from the era when hip hop was hip hop. You know what I mean? Okay. The Tupacs, the Biggies, the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, when hip hop was like hip hop, and I kind of start to feel that way about racing. It's like when it is no longer any more fun for me, I'll step away. The fun is leaving, but then I have bright spots. Like sitting down with you, sitting down with the guys. That's a bright spot for me. You know, but when all that stuff comes about, I'm like, oh man, should I just step away? Or when stuff happens to me personally that has happened towards me in the game, I'm like, oh man, should I just step away? But then I think about, like, for you and for me, we love the fans. We love the sport too, but we love the fans or whatever. I don't know whether you want to call them fans or supporters. I don't feel like I have fans because I'm just a regular person. But I'm here to try and stand on the side of the fans. I want to be here for them, and I feel like you that type of person too.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but on along with that, how do I want to put it? But along with that, I wouldn't necessarily walk away from it. I don't see myself walking away from it.
Right.
Like, no matter what comes my way. Now, I dealt with a lot of stuff when it came to like just this car shit, period. I dealt with a lot of stuff, a lot of negativity and stuff like that, which that's what comes with the territory. Like, when you put yourself out there like that, you got to learn that's what you're going to deal with, you know? But me personally, I would never walk away from it. If it begins to be too much of a problem, just that portion of it that I'm involved in, I'll step away from it. Like me, I'm involved in too much stuff. So let's say if I did step foot into like and got into a real heavy, like with the racing thing, but then the drama continues and it gets bigger and it gets bigger, I'll step back out of it. Like I don't mind stepping back, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I'll still get the same amount of publicity, like just showing up and appearing, or you know what I'm saying, like that. Or I would still get the same amount of publicity if I picked the camera up and just recorded what was going on. Record racing and shit like that. Or I'll just simply just sit out in the stands and I'll make the same amount of money racing, making side bet.
Right. That's
how I feel about it. But nothing would never turn me away from it.
That's a good way to look at it. But you know, for me, I mean, you know, I'm a girl. Sometimes I'm a girly girl, so I'm emotional. So when I don't have a love or a passion for things anymore, it's just best for me to do something, move on and do something different. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. Yeah. I'm the type of person that when things bother my spirit, it's time for me to go. I don't care what it is.
Sometimes it's always what you're involved in too.
Right.
Yeah, that means step away from the car scene as a whole, but at the same time, you can just step away from the big rim thing for a little bit. You can take a break from that. There's still other forms. Like if you like racing, there's other forms of racing. You can still you can go to like a 1320 event or a regular garage event or shit like that, or the Friday night thing where people just testing and tuning and stuff like that. Or you can just simply just get in your own car and just get in your own little world and do your own thing. That's how I try to be. I would tune everybody out and I'll do my own thing, you know?
Yeah, you're right. So I'm trying to see if I have any. Boost is always the way. Oh yeah, I see. Do you get that a lot?
Nah, I know they ask me if I'm goddamn Nigerian or something. I get that a lot.
You like, no, I'm from Maryland.
That boy, what country you from, boy? I got that a lot when I was down in Carolina.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Tell him it's that good melanin in your skin, that Maryland melanin. She said he does. I don't see any. So, question: do you have children? And if you do, or if you have children, or if you plan to have children, would you like for them to be into racing?
Oh yeah, I got 3 of them.
Okay.
I got 3 of them.
The little boy, your son, the YouTube. Oh my God, he's so cute.
He's into it. Yeah, he's into it. That's the youngest one. Yeah.
And he got his own YouTube channel and all now.
Yeah. That's what he wanted to do. Anything that they get involved in, no matter what it is, like, cause they support me too, like, a lot. But he takes a lot from me. Like, the young one, he takes a lot from me, man. And whenever y'all get a chance, just go on his Instagram page is Gbody Jr. Like, all in one.
Put yours and his up here, and I'll pin it.
Oh, yeah, but I got you in a sec. I'll do that. Yeah, but he's into it the same way. He reminds me of me how I was when I was younger. Like, he was always into it. I think, and that's because he's always been around it. All my friends are into cars. Like, even his mother, she's into cars. His grandfather's into cars and shit like that. You know? He watches y'all. Like, a lot of times when y'all go live and stuff like that, I'll let him watch it. Or he'll see a lot of y'all, like, on YouTube and stuff. He loves, like, G-Dog and, I think it's, who's the other, Velt Boy. That's what it is. He loved G-Dog and Velt Boy, man. He loved him.
He said, what kind of G-Body do you prefer?
Me, if I had a choice to choose, like, if I had to start all the way back over and choose a G-Body that, if they was all setting out there, I would do a luxury sport, Monte Carlo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Why he asking about? I'm gonna give you the opportunity to see if you want to answer that.
That's my boy. He know how fast I went.
Oh, so that means we can't know?
Huh? Nah, I can't.
You can't.
Post his time slip.
Yeah, let us see your time slip, 84 Cuddy.
Yeah, but if I had to choose one, it would be a luxury sport Monte Carlo.
Interesting. Why you think that's your favorite one?
I like the style of it. It looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The rear end, the way the taillights are, the bumper, everything. Even though like that's the 87, 88, you can get that in the SS, but the front end looks. I feel like the front end looks better too. With the one-piece headlight and everything, it looks. I feel like it looks better.
How do you balance family time and working on your car?
Well, I try to dedicate most of my weekends and stuff to family. Like the evenings and the weekends.
Okay.
So we might have like, let's say like, I work Monday through Friday. So we'll set like certain days, like Tuesday and Sunday might be family day. You know, they all get their time every day of the week, but we put social media to the side, and out of them 2 days, you know what I'm saying, like them 2 or 3 days during the week, during the whole 7-day week, like we'll push that off to the side. The cars, we leave everything behind us, and it's just straight family stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The car stuff we mainly deal with on the weekend. Like that's why we have like the car events, car shows, shit like that, the racing and all that. That's like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. But we don't deal with it every weekend though.
Do you think it should be classes in rim racing?
Yeah, I honestly do. I honestly do. And I think people should support the daily driver racing too more. Because there was a lot of downplaying. I see a lot of that in the comments where people downplay it. You heard me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I was just looking to see if you had any questions. Why he keep messing with you? Come on, can he get 2 cars in the wiggle?
Them two supposed to line it up and run.
He said he not giving you nothing.
They ain't giving none of them nothing. They better get right.
Where would you like to see the sport go? What would you like to see ultimately happen when it comes to the rim racing?
I'd like to see it go mainstream. I like to see it go mainstream more. And I salute Dunkmaster for bringing that to the forefront as well with the Viceland thing.
You said, how would you break down the classes?
I would do lightweight, middleweight, that and the heavyweight.
Okay. Same thing Monte said.
Yeah. You always break that down, and then I would also throw in like a like an outlaw class, because a lot of people, they complain about the weight and stuff like that, like the weight and then the power, and just run it all out. No matter if you have a G body, a box, or whatever. If you feel like you the baddest of the baddest, then I believe that should be a class of its own, or like a specialty, like a specialty of the event. So you let the heavyweights run. And then after that, if you really want to put on a show, then anybody just go all out with it, where you'll put a dunk next to a G body or anything in that nature,
She said chassis or back half? Yes, 84
I'm a stock suspension kind of guy, so.
Stock suspension?
Yeah, I'm a stock suspension kind of guy. If I ever built anything, I don't think it would be no back half car or anything like that.
All right, let's go. Let's see. So Monte said, give him 2 in the wiggle.
Who, Monte?
Monte said, give it to him.
Oh, shit. Tell him, hold on, wait. Oh, he said, give it to him. Shit. He might just get it.
He said he'd like to see it go mainstream. I would love to see it go mainstream as well. Yeah. And everybody be able to go. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's room for everyone. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, it's plenty. Like I said, it's a fresh sport, and it's only going to get bigger as long as nobody doesn't ruin it. It's only going to get bigger. I'm telling you, and everyone's going to have a place in it. I don't see why it should be so much controversy over where one stands or how one sits over top of the other or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody has a place in it right now. Like, even myself, no matter what type of car you have, no matter what type of car you can have the slowest car. Like, you have a place in that. You have a place in it.
That's me.
Huh?
That's me.
And me too. Shit, we both in it.
We gonna line up then. Since we the two slow.
Yeah.
Imagine, instead of saying you the fastest, you say you the slowest, and we just gotta line up, right?
Hey, and I tell you, we gonna make it look good. We gonna make it look good. That's one thing about me. I don't give a shit. I would wish God I'd just go out there and just do it.
Why is stock suspension your preference? Any pros and cons?
I don't know. I think that's what we like up here. That's what we've been around it for so long. That's what a lot of people. That's what a lot of people do. A lot of stock suspension racing and stuff like that. So I think that's like mainly like based like pretty much what I know, or what I have more knowledge on. Like, I really don't know like a back half car or anything like that. So I can't really choose something I really don't know about.
Right. My daughter said the other day, which is really funny. Her first race was, I took her to Boost Out to race with me. Mm-hmm. And she said, Mom, you know what racing need? They need a ROA. I said, what is a ROA? She said, a Race Owners Association. She said, y'all need a board. Go ahead. What you say?
I think I seen that when y'all was on live feed or something the other night, and y'all was mentioning that. Yeah, I agree with her. But the thing is, who would be trustworthy enough to even run it? Would that be like a committee type of thing where, let's say, like someone from the DNL camp and then someone from the Hollywood camp and the In-N-Out camp? Would you just pick it from every different camp and then run it like that? Or would it be like just one person,
I don't think we got that far in our head, but we know it need to be a ROA.
And then on top of that, would the racers, would they be willing to do it?
As being a woman, I find that it's a lot of stuff that men don't know that is a good idea until we tell them it's a good idea. So,
I don't know, because
he said Monte said none of them need to be hired from outside.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Don't Ride or Die said there can never be one. And I think that's a good idea. At least every camp should get consulted on stuff. So,
yeah, it definitely should be a woman involved in it, because
definitely always got to be some women involved, because
I know these past few events that I've been watching and shit like that seem like y'all been holding it down, keeping everything organized, running shootouts and everything. I'm like, shit, man, they run it better than the men.
That mean when you had your show, wifey got to run it. So we have right at about 18 more minutes. It definitely can be done, Monte. We have about 18 more minutes. He said, he was talking about when we were on Monte, and he asked me if we remember what Buddy said about the clear people. That was so hilarious to me. I know you was on there when he said if we let the clear people get a hold to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I like that show, though. The one, Monte, he said a lot. He covered a lot of, that man stated a lot of facts, man. Like, I follow Monte. So, a lot of times I go in there, I see, like the IGTV, and that man, I'm telling you, that man that man been through some shit, man. That man been through some shit. So, that's like, somebody, I don't mind, like, tuning in and listening to him, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know, like, it's going to be something positive that come out of it. You might not agree with everything, but at the same time, that man, he comes from a good standpoint, And
it actually costs you absolutely nothing to be.
I like to meet him in person.
You probably was at Stunt Fest when you was there. You just didn't know it at the particular time. But
yeah.
So is there anything that you want to say to the people on here? I'm gonna just give you time to just.
Just thank everybody for allowing me to kick it with y'all for the evening. If you want, you can follow me on the real Mr. Gbody is DA_, it's pretty much up top, REAL _ Mr. Gbody. Same thing all across the board, YouTube, Facebook, and everything.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So tell them about what you have going on as far as your merchandise, everything you have going on in your area. What you want to tell them?
Like I said, we're going through a phase where we're going through a phase where I'm rebranding. So like most of the merch and stuff, I do have it. I'm just not putting it to the forefront just yet. Like I think even when I do go back and remarket everything, I think I'm gonna go back to the basics. So I'll be back out on on the promoting stages of things, giveaways and stuff like that. Which we forgot to mention that today too on our show.
Oh. So did the votes become yes for the giveaway?
Yeah.
Okay. So how you gonna handle it? We got time.
I tell you what, let's do 2 of them. Let's do 2 packages. We'll do some shirts, decals and shit like that. So I want you to pick out of all the shows, the person that been like the most. I want you to pick the two people that's been the most active as far as engagement, commenting in the comment section, and questions. I want you to pick 2 people. And we'll send them a package. We'll send them a Gbody package.
Okay, so my girls are always gonna support me, so I guess I really can't pick them because they are gonna be on every show. My girls, with the exception of B, because she be working, so she be sleep. So I won't pick them because that'll be kind of sort of cheating. Let's give baby Kev one. That's stepdaddy Kev. He 13 though, so you got he's a little boy.
Okay.
Let's do Kev, and let's do I'm just looking through all the comments. Let's do Mr. 87, Mr. SS 87. He always on everybody live.
Yeah, I'll be seeing the name a lot too. All right, so we're gonna give it to Kev and then 88. All right, cool. What
and I'll just give my girls one of the shirts you already sent me. Oh, I want to say thank you for sending me that package. It was so dope. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Kev, DM him or me your address.
Yeah, the both of y'all DM. Yeah, y'all can just DM that to me. Or KP, it don't matter, and then we exchange the information. I'll send that out probably tomorrow morning. Yeah. I'll put something together and then we'll ship it out. Yeah. But yeah, KP, no problem. Like I said, I sent that to you. That's let's say that's my token of appreciation for what you do for the car culture. Like I said, the little bit of time that you have been on here, and you pretty much made a twist on it. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like everything. Like, you pretty much, you put your own spin on it, man. Like, it's crazy how you just came along with the idea, you did it, and you accomplished so much within this short time frame. How many episodes we in now? How many shows we in now?
Oh, this
I
is
lost
just
count.
Oh, me too. This is our third week. This is our third week.
Oh,
we first started at the holiday, so that was like September 1st, right? With Murph, with Rose and Murph, and
Rose and Murph.
All three. We kicked off the season with 3 shows in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, no matter what they say in them comments, keep doing what you're doing. Like, keep building. I'm telling you, Rydes and Vybes, that's where it's at. It's going to be bigger. Next year, it's going to be bigger than this year. And the year after that, it gets bigger. It gets bigger, and it gets bigger. I'm telling you, don't stop it. Don't let nobody kill your joy. Keep enjoying doing what you're doing. Keep reaching out to the racers. I can't wait to see who gets on here next. Especially when you got Country C and them coming on, right?
Country C is coming on the 1st, which I knew that was the day that Dump Master's TV show debuts in the U.S., but that's also the day that his album drops as well. Yeah. So October 1st is when it happens.
He gonna cut. Yeah, I know that motherfucker's gonna cut up on him, man. That dude's gonna cut up. Yeah, that's a funny guy. Right. Yeah, shout out to them guys. You know.
So this is what I want to say to you. I want to say I really, really appreciate how you don't know me personally. We don't know each other personally, but you've been kind of sort of like a brother. You've been pushing me. Ever since I decided that this is what I wanted to do, you've been helping me. You've been pushing me. You've been, and it's not only you. I have to, let me look in the camera because I don't want to get emotional. That's what I'm trying not to do. I want to say to you guys, oh shoot. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the calls, the DMs, the texts, everything. When I see y'all at shows, I appreciate y'all walking up and introducing yourself. I'm like the most approachable person. I love meeting all y'all. Like, it's like we like one big family. So that's why I get so emotional when my brothers start to fall out. You know what I'm saying? Shut up, 74 Dump Man. I'm not gonna start, I promise. But
that's our part. That's what we supposed to do. We supposed to stand behind whoever, anything that's positive going on. It's our job. It's our obligation. We supposed to stand behind it. Don't sit there because it's a good idea. Don't sit there and downplay it. Like I said, I've been noticing a lot of things, and it's been coming from the men for real. Even like certain little conversations that that's been going on in the comments or whatever. I'm really not going to repeat it. We're just leaving in the past, but like certain shit, like it shouldn't even been, shouldn't have been said when it even, when it pertains to you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Cause like I'm one of the most neutral people it is. Right. I like them all. Now, do I like what they do or how they bicker back and forth sometimes? No, I don't. But none of them have ever done anything personally to me. So right. I'm not gonna. That's like you telling me, oh well, you shouldn't talk to him. I'm not. He ain't done nothing to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just But anyway, we won't get on that. We're gonna stay positive vibes only. And I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, the calls, the texts, the DMs. For the record, what made me do this was people asked me questions about y'all, like I was with y'all shooting in the gym. I ain't known you all my life. I ain't go to school with you. Yeah. So when people start asking me questions about y'all, I'm like, okay, you know what? They asked me the questions anyway. I might as well facilitate the questions being answered. So that's where the idea came from. And I got on Bruce Live one day and everybody was DMing me their questions. And the next day we started Rydes and Vybes.
Yeah, because like I said, that's a good thing because a lot of them guys, they be busy. There's a time where I couldn't even get through to none of them for real. A lot of them was like, a lot of them, ego played a part in it. So a lot of times we can go, you know what I'm saying? We can go through you and, drop questions and get to know these people. And like I said, what you doing, I'm telling you is everybody has a show on here. Everybody can go live and do what they do. But at the same time, this show is a little bit different from the rest of them. You feel what I'm saying? It brings the humble side. It brings the humble side out of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. 28 too, man. Shout out to my man.
Mr. $40. I can't wait to his interview. All the strippers gonna be on there with his interview. When I have his interview, all the strip clubs gonna be shut down because all the strippers gonna be on here.
Yeah, I like that comment, man.
But anyway, I really, really appreciate you sitting down with us. And what one last thing, what you want to say to the fans?
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's support. Anybody that, that followed me today based off of, the cross promotion that you had got, from you posting me or whatever. I appreciate y'all following me. Anybody that supported the movement, I appreciate y'all, all the day one supporters and stuff like that. I also want to give a shout out to all the other media personnel, such as myself that pick up a camera and, people like G-Dog, Mrgbody Film, Belt Boy, Whip Addict, Whips by Wade, and the rest of them, anybody that pick a camera up and, put that thing to the forefront and show the culture, like, shout out to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Even including yourself, anybody that come along with the live feeds and anything that, just try to push it out there,
right.
Push the culture out there. Like, I appreciate y'all. And, big shout out to y'all. Like I said, the real Mr. G-Body all the way across, the social media board, all across YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to it. I just started back vlogging. More content will be up on YouTube as well as the Instagram page. Yeah, and Facebook as well.
Thank you for sitting down with me to answer our questions. It's always good to chop it up with you. What's the next race we can catch you at?
That I'm not sure of. I'm not sure which one. I don't know. I think I'm done traveling for the season. I think I'm gonna start back up probably next year once I get everything back. Everything back in order.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He said thanks for showing love to Mrgbody Films. I actually am about to sit down with Mrgbody Films next weekend in Louisiana. G-Dog is coming. I'm covering everybody. I'm covering whatever. And if you guys know anybody that I may have missed that I haven't, I'm gonna put the whole list up probably in a couple of days, or when I get to my room today in Palm Beach. I'll put the whole list up of everybody who's agreed. I got people from everywhere that have agreed to sit down. So, it's bigger than